you've got all your ducks in a row going into camp here. First-round pick, quarterback, best defensive player. You got to feel pretty good, right?
It's good to have everybody back, and mostly, for the most part, healthy, so that gives us a chance.
And by the way, you're starting to look like an old safety now. You know what I'm saying?
I am an old safety.
It's how do you go forward balancing all of the peripheral stuff that you don't have anything to do with? How do you go forward to balance that with your football team? From this guy may not sign to this guy gets injured to the things that happened last year that you actually put something together quickly, and next thing you know, you're 10-6. You could have been 12-4, 11-5, but how do you do that where I understand consistency, but what is it in Todd Bowles that allows him to do that and relay the message to the players?
I don't know. It's only been 1 year. They're getting a better understanding of me. I'm getting a better understanding of them. You got to understand, we got 53 guys on the roster. You just don't put 22 out there and say, okay, if somebody gets hurt, you're in dire straits. So we try to get our backups ready to play in camp. You know, we give them a lot of reps. We put them in the first team, and we understand what they can do. So when they go in the ball game, we don't try to make Marcus Williams do what Darrell Revis did. We don't try to make we're not going to make Darren Lee do what David Harris can do. So we try to play to their strengths and make sure they don't embarrass themselves and they fit in the scheme. So we constantly try to adjust and try to move pieces around so that we're versatile. In case of injury, we have a plan B.
Well, speaking of plan B, just give us the behind the scenes of, just last week. You don't know who your quarterback is going to be. So is there a plan for quarterback A? This is a plan if Fitzpatrick plays. I mean, how do you get ready for a season not knowing who your quarterback is going to be?
Well, it was good for Geno to get all the reps in the spring. Obviously, he got better chemistry with the guys, and they got to believe in him more. He had a better grasp of the system. With Fitz coming back, he knows most of the system. Obviously, he's got to get in physical shape and get some symmetry down there. So now we got two good quarterbacks ready to play if something were to happen. Unfortunately, things happen like that. You win spots. Fitz won it last year by injury. So we adjust as we go. As we get forward to the season, you get Geno comfortable with some of the things he can do. Obviously, Fitz comfortable with some of the things he can do in case of emergency, one way or the other, and both of them happen to do it pretty good.
Were you surprised when DeBrickashaw Ferguson said, "I'm retiring"?
I wasn't surprised because of things I've seen over the years since I've been coaching and playing, but he's a proud man. He's a proud guy, and he loves the game, and I think he wants to leave loving the game. I respect his decision. I respect the person. I never once heard a complaint from him or anything else or say, "Coach, I'm sore, I'm injured," or anything else, and I have the utmost respect for him. We missed a guy like that in the locker room, but I think we did a good job replacing him with Clady, and we just got to get some chemistry there and move on.
And every year, head coaches are always saying, we aren't the same team as we were last year. So what kind of team are you going to be this year?
That's yet to be determined right now. It's the first day at camp, but we're definitely not the same team, even though we have a lot of the same guys. You don't start off from 10 wins. You start off 0-0. We got a couple guys. We have some new guys on defense. We have 2 or 3 on offense, probably 5 or 6 on defense. And there's got to be chemistry. We got to play together. We got to find out what those guys' strengths are. At the same time, we got to get better going forward at the same time. The young guys got to gain experience quick. The old guys got to stay in shape and stay healthy, and then we have to go forward from there.
Talking to Todd Bowles, head coach of the Jets here on the Michael Kay Show. You talked about the young guys. What's the plan for Hackenberg here in his rookie season?
Oh, he's going to learn. It'd be unfair to throw him in there right now. He's going to learn no different than Petty did last year. Obviously, the guy needs to sit and learn some things. He'll get a little bit of action in preseason. He's got a great football mind and IQ, but there's poise in the pocket, there's timing, there's accuracy, there's pocket presence, there's defenses that he's going to see that he hadn't seen in college. So he's got to learn that, and I think he's ready to do that.
Could you see keeping 4 quarterbacks?
You can see it. It all depends on the strength and weaknesses of other positions. If we can afford to keep one and 4 quarterbacks and it's the strength of the position, then yes. If we have 5 or 6, 4 or 5 inside backers that we need to keep, or 4 or 5 outside backers, then it becomes where can we pull from to make that happen, and that's yet to be determined.
Your defensive line is certainly, I think it's a special defensive line when you look at all the talent there. How do How do you know where and when to put these guys in not the same positions? Guys are playing all over the place.
Well, you get a feel for who does what well, and they all, within what they do, have their own special things that they do. So getting to know them during the year, you kind of know how to play who and who to play how, and you try to go by matchups when you get in the game. Obviously, Leo's explosive and can get off the ball. Sheldon can pretty much do anything. He's so athletic. He's so savvy. Mo is strong. Mo is quick. Mo can play outside and inside. And you try to feature matchups every week to give them an advantage. It's constant work for the coaches, but, you know, it's very good work.
Early plan on how to replace Cromartie, who might play opposite Rivas?
Buster's going to start out there right
Okay.
now. Obviously, we got Marcus and D. Milner challenging that spot, and we're going to let them play in the spring and the summer and see what happens.